So after much anticipation due to the delays, No Time to Die has finally released, and because this is the most anticipated Bond film since Skyfall, I think we should dive right in. Now, full disclosure, I'm going to be talking about some spoilery bits, so I would advise you to watch this after you've seen the film because there's going to be a couple of spoilers. So, first things first, I had high expectations for this film, based on the trailers and news on the movie itself, and honestly, I'm happy to say this film more than lived up to my expectations. This film is actually pretty good in every way you could imagine. The plot, cast, action, pretty much everything. And I'm going to go in depth so you guys can hear what I thought about the film itself. Okay, I will start off with the cast first. Now, say what you will about the Daniel Craig Bond films, I think they're great. Quantum of Solace isn't really the best Bond film, Spectre's alright, Skyfall and Casino Royale are definitely two of the highlights, but Daniel Craig I think did a brilliant job in this film, and this film also had the perfect send-off for Craig's version of the character, and I mean, I genuinely did not expect the filmmakers to actually end No Time to Die with that ending. I mean, seriously, killing off James Bond in that manner. I mean, it was emotional, but I genuinely didn't see it coming. Anyway, the cast itself was great, from the returning faces like Ben Whishaw and Ralph Fiennes, who I thought were great as always, to some of the new faces like Ana de Armas and Lashana Lynch, who I thought were pretty good in the film as well. Now, one actor I have to give a special mention for in this film is Safin, played by Rami Malik. Now, as someone who's been a fan of Rami since his portrayal of Freddie in Bohemian Rhapsody, I can easily say that Malik actually did an excellent job in this film. Not only is he a compelling villain, but he gave me chills in this film, and if you watch the beginning of the film, then you'll see a lot of jump scares, which did give me chills when I first saw the film. One thing I especially enjoyed about this film was its action, and unlike many of the Bond films, there wasn't a train fight in this film, which I kind of found was surprising. But a lot of the action more than makes up for it, from the Aston Martin car chase in Italy to a lot of the fight scenes in Cuba, and especially the final battle at the end. They're all perfectly choreographed, and all the music as well is perfect. And that's something I also want to talk about quickly, Hans Zimmer composing the score for this film. Now, seeing him do the music for a Bond film was especially intriguing, because I've only seen Hans Zimmer's music for the Dark Knight trilogy, but still, I think Hans Zimmer did a fantastic job with the music in this film, because every note is perfect, and the music in the action sequences was really good as well. Now, another thing I want to discuss is the plot of the film, because while there are a couple of flaws which I will get to later, there's a lot of good stuff in the story, and I really love the sort of the dynamic between Bond and Lashana Lynch's character Naomi, I think. It's something I wasn't expecting, because I know a lot of people are probably going to say, this film is too woke or whatever. I mean, I was expecting that, but really, I think it works. I mean, Lashana Lynch and Ana de Armas are perfect additions to this series of the films. There are quite a few deaths in this film. Safin, of course, does actually die towards the end of the film. As I mentioned, Bond himself actually dies. But one death I wasn't expecting was Felix Leiter, Jeffrey Wright's character. I mean, I was expecting a lot of sort of friendship between these characters, and Jeffrey Wright himself said that this was going to explore the brotherhood between these two characters, and I really felt that. I really felt that James and Felix were almost like brothers in this film. And when Felix Leiter died, I mean, I was actually pretty sad to see him go, because Jeffrey Wright is a fantastic actor. And it was actually good to see him after his absence from Spectre and Skyfall. I mean, it was really great to see Jeffrey Wright back, especially since he hadn't been in Skyfall and Spectre. It was a welcome addition to the film. Now, another person I want to give praise to is Kari Fukunaga, who of course directed the film. He did a fantastic job, I've got to say. He has an absolute flair for the visuals. If he's responsible for the jump scares at the beginning of the film, I've got to give props to him for that. And I've also got to give props to Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who actually had a hand in writing the film as well, because a lot of this film is fantastic, and I think a lot of scenes that got written in this film were perfect, and Phoebe did an excellent job, so well done. Now, while I would love to say this film is perfect, it does have a couple of flaws that I really couldn't ignore. So the first one that I wanted to just quickly discuss over is how Safin was killed. Now, based on the trailers for the film, I was expecting a little more of a dramatic encounter between Bond and Safin, but instead Bond really just shoots him. I was expecting Safin to get killed by the nanobots because I know they were like a big part of the story. But I would say it's just... I was just expecting something a bit more dramatic for Safin and the way he was meant to go out. Because apparently he was being built up as like this really scary, anticipated villain, but in the end, I mean, he's alright. I mean, Rami did an excellent job with the character, but I just felt I could have expected just a bit more from the character, if I'm honest. But overall, I would say that No Time to Die is a pretty good film, and it's got pretty much everything you could expect from a Bond film. And for the 25th film in, like, the main series of the Bond films, it's brilliant. But overall, I would give it a 9 out of 10, and I would definitely recommend seeing it, especially if you're a hardcore Bond fan like me. So if you did like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. Don't miss out on any more videos, and I will see you all soon. Take care, everyone.